embodiment, walking the walk. You know the path. A lot of people, they know about the path, or they talk about the path, but do they actually walk the path? And you came across this message, and you live your everyday life walking the path, practicing what you preach. And there's something about you where you naturally outshine individuals. And as we discussed, some of these individuals might not like you for no reason. And in today's message, we're going to realize you might see individuals out there, the ultra spiritual people, chosen ones, authentic ones, the 144,000, you might trigger the ultra spiritual people. And you know what, a lot of what the world is right now, there's people that are wearing a mask. You might pick up on this, people that are maybe trying a little bit too hard. Have you witnessed this? And we're going to be breaking this down into real life examples. And you cannot stunt your growth. You cannot hold in your light in a time period where the world needs you. So as you actually walk the path, you are improving the lives of many other people. And you will come across people, and they're out there, and that's what's going on right now. There's a great sorting right now. There's a sorting of wheat and tares that's happening in the now moment. You're going to have to walk the walk and practice what you preach. It's good to see everyone on the live stream. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. And that's where we're headed. We're leaving an age of the illusion, the Maya. We're leaving this age. We're leaving the age of filters and masks, and we're entering the age of authenticity. And that's why you might trigger these very fake people. There's very fake people out there. When you walk the walk and you embody what they talk about, but don't actually live out themselves. We got a very powerful message today, and a lot of people, and I've seen this, we have a beautiful community here. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be part of this community. You walk the walk, and by walking the walk, you are embodying what maybe individuals talk about, but don't actually live out themselves. Have you witnessed this on your journey? A lot of people don't practice what they preach. Cliff, I appreciate you. It's easy in a social media world to grab a camera and talk about things, but they don't actually live it out. You didn't fit in. And, on this channel, I discussed a secondary matrix of spirituality. And you still didn't fit in. Everything that made you an outsider in dying fake cultures prepared you for this leadership role that you're having right now. You might be getting this message, and you could say, you know what, I didn't fit in. I didn't fit into the matrix, and then I ventured into the conscious communities. Then I ventured into spirituality, and you could say to yourself, you know what, and I still didn't fit in. Because you're a chosen one, son. We're realizing that there's a lot of people out there that wear a mask. It's time to take the masks off. And during this sorting, it's actually sorting by vibrational frequency. There's a great sorting that's happening. We're actually here to build a new earth, to build a new society. And we see this across the board. And we absolutely need authentic leaders to rise. I'll give you a story. And Uncle Mike, it's story time with Uncle Mike. A lot of you like story time with Uncle Mike. Right now, growing up, we went to school, right? And then we had a matrix job. And now we're actually doing this for society. There's like games within games, right? There's matrices within matrices. So now it's everything, every last ability that you had over the course of your journey. It's not about fake school, it's about this school of earth. It's not about your fake matrix job, it's about building a society. That's how powerful this is, and that's the power that you possess to literally change this all. And I'm gonna give you real life examples. You know, earlier on my journey, when I was a middle school teacher, for a long period of time, I was one of the youngest teachers in the school. And naturally, by my essence and putting off a vibration of authenticity, the students and the parents would naturally gravitate to me, even though maybe there were other individuals that had more seniority, right? Oh, there he is. You know, they would all come to me. They would all come to me. Oh, I'm not administration, right? But what I then saw, right? You could see people that maybe, you know, they might have a more prestigious, you know, more seniority, you know, and they might try to, you know, either undermine you, maybe, you know, try to, you know, maybe talk about you because you're radiating something, you know, and the children know. You see, when I was working in the matrix schools, right, and some of my former students, they're still watching, right? Because authenticity lasts the test of time. Mr. D is still going, kid. And now I have to take this and I have to bring it to the world. The students would naturally gravitate towards me. The parents would naturally gravitate towards me. And in a work environment, right, I didn't have to have the most seniority. But then your lights, when people they see this, you know, they get a little triggered. And then, which brings into sabotage. So this could happen, you know, that's a school, maybe in the workplace. Maybe you're working in a corporation, right? Maybe you're working in a company. And you're naturally, you're performing, you're doing the right stuff. You actually want to build this corporation. And that's why a lot of people that are running these corporations, they got to hear these messages because it's about everyday life. Then you have people within your own corporation sabotaging your best worker. Then you have people in your corporation sabotaging your best worker. You know, I talk about the law of 80-20. Anyone that has, you know, we're moving to the new earth. You have a company, you have a group, right? When you are running something, 80% of the work is going to come from the 20% of the most on-point employees that you have, right? People in your corporation. It's going to come from 20%. 80% of your output is going to come from 20% of the top-notch people. So when you actually have people that don't do anything, that are just playing pretend, do you witness this? Let us know in the comments. Are you watching people play pretend? So this is how we see it in everyday life. Now we see it as we know. We're going through a great spiritual awakening for humanity. And a lot of people knew this, and a lot of people tried to like infiltrate this. And you could say, not up in here. A lot of this it's all nonsense. You know, like for example, like in schools, because that's what I remember from the past. It was all about, the data and the numbers. And you could try to fudge the numbers and say, these students in this school, they did better on this test, but the numbers were fudged. And it's all about these numbers. It's not about actual kids. Hit the like button if your Uncle Mike is speaking the truth. We're going to reform everything. Okay? That's actually not about kids. It's about nonsense. It's not even school. It's a bunch of BS. Belief systems, right? And it is BS, right? No, so anyone could maybe change the numbers around, but they're not actually teachers. They're not actually practicing what they preach. They're not actually growing students. On my journey, I've seen a lot of this stuff. Now, that's a regular everyday life. There's a lot of booms. Hit the like button if you're enjoying these booms today. So now you see these fake people. I'm going to take that same concept now and I'm going to bring it to these ultra spiritual fake narcissists. You could write it down in the comments because, and especially, we have a very powerful and beautiful Facebook community. The link is in the description. And it's great to see authentic people sharing and shining light. And I'm seeing what I feel, the authentic chosen ones, the authentic people are all expressing the same exact thing. You know, you're going to see this out there. There's a lot of masks. There's a lot of play pretend. But playtime is over. Yeah, playtime is over, kid. As we move forward, right, and you could fall into this trap, okay? I did a video about a week ago, the danger of falling into the secondary spiritual matrix. Check that out. Ready? People can meditate, eat vegan, do yoga, smoke whatever they want, and still be a narcissist. The mask doesn't fool anyone. That's where we're headed. Okay, so you're going to see people. You might just be waking up, right? And that's why a lot of people resonate with this channel, because this is the true ascension journey. This is the authentic spiritual journey. You're going to see people out there. So, oh, look at all these people. Oh, look at this person. This person's posting that. Ooh, they're meditating. Oh, this person's eating vegan. What the heck are you doing that for? Oh, this person's doing yoga. Oh, this person's smoking these things and eating these mushrooms and all. Oh, they must be ultra spiritual. But underneath that facade, ready, is something so powerful that it changes everything. It's called the content of character. Some people try so hard. They put on a mask. They try to cover these things. There was an old school phrase. What do they say? You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. Some of you remember that phrase, right? No, you could put all the spiritual garb on, put the garb on, do the yoga, have your demented vegan diet, right? And you could see all these things. But they're not good people, you know, and I'll give you a lot of concepts. You know, some people preach, oh, eat a vegan diet. Listen, I talk about balance and being in alignment. I'm totally for, you know, doing a cleanse, doing certain things, right? But you know, when you're saying, oh, I'm all love and this and that, but you're so angry, you got to put a big question mark on it. You could put a big question. Where's the big question marks? You're sitting there, you're doing yoga, right? But what's actually going on behind the scenes? What are these things all about? And then when people walk the walk, right? When people practice what they preach, you're an authentic chosen one. And then all of a sudden, right, just by you being you, by you actually walking this walk, you're starting to trigger people. 999, it's over, kid. This whole song and dance, all the fake spiritual gurus out there, right? And again, you have to use discernment right now. But throughout our community of many different backgrounds, you know, and a lot of you, like I see it as well. You know, you have, it's anything. You could see the fake spiritual people. You could see the fake Christians. You know about the fake Christians? And they're saying all these things, but meanwhile, they're not actually living a life of Jesus Christ. They're actually being very negative. Are you witnessing that as well? You can't just say, oh, I'm a Christian, for example. I'm just using that as an example, right? I grew up in the church. You know, and the funny thing about me, you know, we all have different paths. See, I'm here to show you, like, I listen to people and I know people that had a very traumatic experience in the church when they were younger. And on my journey, I actually had a beautiful experience in the church when I was younger. And what I did, so I had that lens, and then I saw the filth, what disgraceful filth that I've seen over the past few years doing this. So we, right, when you grow up in an area, right, and that's the subconscious programs that we develop as a kid. You are a chosen one. We all have different paths. So like for me on my journey, I actually had a great childhood. And then later in life, I saw disgusting trash, a lot of filth bags out there that pretend to be spiritual and religious or whatever it is. And then I listened to a man, and he was sharing how he had a very rough upbringing with it. So as actual chosen ones, as the actual 144,000, we actually had different, we have to address the problems in different ways. That's why we don't have the same experience. So on your journey, you might have dealt with things early in your life, and please share it in the comments. You might have dealt with these fake, ultra-spiritual, nonsensical narcissists when you were younger, and maybe you didn't see it till you were older. And that's why it's so important, you know, because you are molded, the subconscious mind. And you know what, that's why I always share. You have to be patient with people, especially as in the world we're going through a great spiritual awakening. And a lot of people, all they did was watch the TV their whole life. And I'm going to be speaking the truth right now. And this is what I'm seeing across the board, speaking to both divine masculine and divine feminine. You are getting this message, and you rather have a person that is totally, asleep, whatever the words are. They just, they never saw anything, but they're actually, they're a good person. It's about content of character. Than these people that are in fake spiritual, ultra spiritual people. They're totally fake, and you either want people that are just like totally just living everyday life people, right? People that could be totally asleep, but they're just a good person. And none of this stuff where they are manipulating the word, for example. A lot of these ultra-spiritual narcissists hide behind concepts and not living in authenticity. What does that mean, Uncle Mike? So a lot of these spiritual narcissists, they're going to come out there, oh, it's just a reflection of you, right? Like a lot of these things, people don't walk the walk, but what they do is they take these maybe spiritual concepts, and the narcissist uses it as a shield to hide behind. Oh, it's just a reflection of you. Oh, it's so that they could get away with being a dirtbag. Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. You're an authentic chosen one. You're an authentic spiritual warrior. That's what we are. And it literally takes, you have to be a warrior. It's not everything is a unicorn and rainbow. Every last concept that's out there needs to have balance. And that's what God set forth on me. He said, Mike, you're gonna put balance to all these things. I said, oh my God, right? It's not an easy thing to do, because I'm like the stone cold Steve Austin of the conscious community. Because everyone is going to get called out. Because a lot of people, there's no sides to spirituality. And you could see this. If you are still picking a side, and I saw this the other day, if you are trying to pick a side, you are just in your ego, okay? And people get triggered. They get triggered by you. They get triggered by your presence. The narcissist thinks that you are like them. That's their perception, right? So they might try to embarrass you. You can't be embarrassed because you walk in authenticity, right? Even Dr. Joe Dispenza, some of you might know Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talked about this as well. I don't care about this. I know who I am. Once you know thyself, write it in the comments. Know thyself. M. Reed, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Light Warriors are here. I appreciate you. Nature Boy, I appreciate you. You have to walk the walk. And you might be getting this message. You might be beaten down. You might be beaten down in the community. You might be beaten down in your own household. Because you're light, because you want to break free of all of these concepts. When you want to break free and you want to express the truth, your light is triggering these people. When a person is weak-minded, they are going to be triggered by your strength. It doesn't change. If this message is giving you strength, please smash that like button. I appreciate that as we're live. And if you're watching on the replay, share it out too. Authenticity lasts the test of time. That's where we are. Your light is going to trigger narcissists. I'm ultra spiritual, hooray! And I'm seeing this across the board, okay? Especially from our very powerful divine feminine. It's unbelievable. A lot of things are hijacked right now. Are you a lion or are you a hyena? Yipping and gossiping, right? Trying to give people scraps. Filth. Do you want to live in filth? Or do you want to be a king? Or do you want to be a queen? What do you want to do? You have to know, right? Angela, right? Those beautiful lions, Angela. You have to have the courage. I said this a long time ago, right? Your Uncle Mike, he had to slay a lot of demons. And I said at one of the points, right, the devil's going to bring a flood to you when you're an authentic chosen one. You might have went through the flood. You might have went through an attempt to try to embarrass you. And you just keep going. Because I am the King of Kings, and that's why I'm still here. And I told you a long time ago, this is it's going to be a journey of self-respect. Why don't you write it in the comments, right? I have self-respect. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about being so small, because the ultra-spiritual cult that's out there that's trying to gaslight you, you see it all the time. And you could try to course direct, but the bottom line is the bottom line. I told you, it is the bottom line. We need leaders to lead right now. The other day, I saw a very powerful man give a speech. This man gave a speech, and he talked about the health of our people, the children, and he really brought forth important issues, especially about foods. I just saw another speech he gave on seed oils, and this is a person that is like maybe in a quote-unquote political realm, but he's a very spiritual man, and he's trying to do the work of God. And I talked about this, and you know, I could see within people they're so rooted in the ego. If you don't want to improve the food for people, if you have a problem with that because you are rooted because of this side or that side, you're not going to make it in the new earth. This is an inside job that's happening. This is a content of character thing, not because, oh, I do yoga, oh, I'm a vegan. Maybe you're just a dirtbag. Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. A lot of people that are authentic people, everyday life people, are sick and tired of all these fake people that pretend to be ultra spiritual, and they're actually full of crap. And your Uncle Mike will speak the truth. Star City Kid writes, the ego is collapsing right now. Oh, yeah, that ego is going to collapse big time, baby. A big hammer is going to be dropping. No, this is the truth, though. Someone's got to speak the truth. Someone's got to speak the truth. You're an authentic chosen one. You're an authentic 144,000. You are a rainbow warrior. The rainbow of God. Yeah, the rainbow of God. You have to realize that a lot of the world, there's going to be variations of everything. That's why you're going to have to use discernment. Like, for example, there's going to be actual, authentic, spiritually awakened people, actually authentic, conscious people. And mixed in with them are going to be literal fake demons that are pretending to be ultra spiritual. And a lot of times you could really, I know all the real ones, they could see, yeah, you're kind of trying a little bit too hard right there. Ohio Heart of the USA, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. The authentic things, the authentic teachers. I always share about this. I was trained by Queen Esther growing up. Queen Esther, she's looking down on me. It's my Nana. And she taught me so many important things growing up. I was beautiful Queen Esther. And she told me there's a time for this and a time for that. And on your journey, you're going to see people in every aspect of spirituality, every aspect of being a conscious person. and they pull you out of alignment. Oh, I'm going to be a social media influencer, and I'm going to be a vegan, and I'm going to be this. And again, a lot of these things, they are good, but for a time period, right? And a lot of people are developing problems from these fake spiritual people. You could write it on. Share my video. Your Uncle Mike takes the slings and arrows all day long, and I bring real solutions to real problems. What's the real problem? And it comes across the board. It could be in any aspect of life. It's called orthorexia. And a lot of people are suffering from what's now called orthorexia. It's a problem in the mind. Because, oh, I have to fit into this spiritual community, and I have to eat a certain way, and I have to live a certain way. And simply by being the real one, people looking at me, people are looking at you, they're saying, wow, they're doing it, and you don't look like everyone else, right? You don't fit into this box. Oh, they're going to try to put you in a box, baby? Nah, too big for the box, right? Too big. Shining so bright, and that's the problem. You have to shine so bright. You have to be allowed to shine so bright. On a daily basis, I learn from God. You see, if you don't do it, God will prune your community for you. God will prune your life for you. I learned a lot of things. Everything I bring to the channel, I bring real life evidence, real life experience. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid who you trigger. Get them the heck out of your life. And I shared this the other day, the law of 80-20, right? And that's why you become Teflon. You see, I could come here, ready? I could come out here every single day. And 80% of what I share, it's the law of 80-20, you'll probably resonate with. And then there's always going to be things that maybe I'm expanding your consciousness on. And you might get a little triggered, but your content of character, you don't decide to attack me, right? This is a content of character thing. Content of character. You know about it. And that's where the differentiation comes. This is a time period of differentiation. It's a differentiation time. There's plenty of people out there, like an adult. You know, I've shared this. I used to teach 11-year-olds. And one of the things that, I talk about the mistakes that I've done, like going into this. I thought adults were going to be adults. And I realized that children are actually more adults than adults. The indigo children are coming in, right? The indigo children. Did you witness this as well? It's unbelievable. And I also doing this, I actually have a very, very powerful respect. CS, thank you so much. Yes, we are a bunch of lone wolves. And that's what we are. I'm going to be X, Y, or Z. Actually, so when you're here, we are a community, and we're all a bunch of lone wolves, and we're just hanging out and having a good time. I need to fit into this. I need to fit into that. And when you live your life that way, it is a very, how's the lighting? Is it getting dark? I know that the light behind me keeps changing. But if you're going to spend so much energy, it's wasted energy. So much energy to put on a mask. Unbelievable amounts of energy to wear a mask. Play pretend all day long. So you're living your life. Ready? A lot of people on social media, they try to present life the way that they want you to believe it is and not how it actually is. So they're going to have, oh, I'm this or that, and put up labels and stuff. And I've been sharing that for a while. It's not about labels. Not about labels. So when you don't have to, it's so much extra energy. I have to think. I have to play pretend. Just be yourself. And that's where the power lies. And that's where we all are bringing back our power at this time. Here on this channel, I improve everyone's everyday life. That is the standard in all three phases, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We bring in balance. We bring in alignment. You got to know thyself. And what is running around The spiritual community. I lost the live chat again. So powerful. Hit the like button in the meantime if you're there. I'll pull you up on the phone. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. No, the problems of what's going on in the spiritual communities is the spirit of confusion. Spirit of confusion. You have to know thyself. I know I could sit here, and that's where the change is going to happen, is simply when you know thyself. What do? I build, I teach, I lead. What is my main goal? To improve everyone's everyday life, at least 1% per day, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I know exactly who I am. And then there's a spirit of Jezebel running around the spiritual and conscious communities. I don't know. Men, women, beta boys, the female covert narcissists. Do you know about the female covert narcissists that are out there? They all do the same thing. Oh, I don't know. If you actually ever, and I've been talking to a lot of people, you are so in tune. You could actually pick up. There's a frequency behind the voices. It like kind of gives off that confusion. That's a Jezebel spirit. That's a Judas spirit. Authentic chosen ones trigger the fake ultra spiritual. Oh, I'm ultra spiritual. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. And there's no way out. As we move forward to you're going to want to live your everyday life in authenticity. And when you could do it every single day, your vibrational frequency rises up like never before. So I appreciate each and every one of you. The wind is picking up right now. Let us know in the comments, did you resonate with this message? Are you an individual that actually walks the walk? And because you walk the walk, maybe you didn't fit into the matrix world, and then you shifted over and said, oh, I'm having a spiritual awakening. And then you might have shifted into maybe spiritual or conscious communities, and then you were triggering people over there as well, because you are outshining them. And they can't, when they can't stop you, they're going to try to control the narrative of you. Right? So they might talk about you. They might try to slander you, right? You are an authentic one. And you're going to trigger I'm ultra spiritual. Content of character, son. Content of character doesn't change. So I appreciate each and every one of you. We had a very powerful message today. Tonight on Patreon, we'll be hosting another live stream. The link is in the description. We have new posts on TikTok and Facebook and Patreon. All three links are in the description. Utilize the hashtag #OurEverydayLives. Please, if today's message resonated with you, if I actually spoke the truth, if you're going on this spiritual journey, if you're on the true ascension, I talk about true ascension, not cookie cutter ascension, not I'm gonna look good on social media ascension, true ascension. If I spoke the truth, why don't you share the shift out of this video? Because we're shifting to the new earth right now. We're shifting to a brand new timeline. This will be authentic, and this will go through the people. So each and every one of you, as you continue to do all these things, I'm very grateful for it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, 9 a.m. Eastern every single day on YouTube, and please share the video. Take the time to share the video. It really helps. Be the voice for the voiceless. I did that world famous video. Be the voice for the voiceless. And why don't you comment down below, I am the voice for the voiceless. As you can see, I try to show total transparency. I give zero, you know what. I don't bow down to narcissists. I don't bow down to trolls. I'm gonna speak the truth, and I'm gonna improve the quality of our everyday lives. I'm the defender of each and every one of us. Our everyday lives. You know, just regular people hanging out. We don't have to be ultra spiritual. No, we don't have to be ultra spiritual. You could write that in the comments too. I don't have to be ultra spiritual. Now we have a great time here. Beautiful community here. Stay focused on becoming 1% better every single day. You don't have to be perfect. Do the things that resonate with you, and really Start living your life. Be happy. Don't you want to be happy? Don't try to fit in. Don't try to fit in when you came here to stand out. No matter what comes your way, keep going. It doesn't change. No, it never changes. It just keeps going. Right? It's authenticity. Every single day. Just keep going. I love you all. Bye for now.